So yeah, good evening. So today we will be seeing uh, Tkinter library. So today it will be very short uh, session. So generally, what exactly Tkinter library is, we can develop our own GUIs. Uh, for example, this is a GUI like a desktop application. So this type of UI can be developed using Tkinter library in Python. Uh, So simple. For example, we can see we can write a calculator. We can just take into geo examples. S- So something like this, like current temperature meter readings. So yeah, multiple things we can develop by using Tkinter, and we can actually bind it into an exe file where a user don't need to install Python, just they need to run the exe file, and this can be like this UI can be opened and the functionalities can be used. A similar kind of, for example, calculator is there. So similar kind of thing, just we can bind it with PyInstaller. It's another Python library where once we write the code in Python and we want to convert it in an exe file, we can convert by installing that PyInstaller and then convert it in an exe file, and we can share that exe file to the users. So it is very simple and it's very useful. But what will be lacking is uh, Tkinter is not very appealing. It has its own limitations because it's a system library which will come by default. So similar kind of like a similar kind of libraries for Tkinter is PyQt. And there are another libraries for developing of GUI applications. So if we go back to Python, so it's a built-in Python library, so we can develop our friendly GUIs. So and it's not very appealing, very like graphic oriented, but it is like basic graphics. For example, basic desktop applications. Depending on our skill, we can modify it with the colors and depending on different uh, modifications we can do. So generally there are multiple concepts involved in Tkinter. So like widgets. So widgets are like buttons. What are the labels, text boxes, frames, and it's a object oriented approach. So similarly, it's like whatever we are using, again those are classes or methods which are already defined. We will be getting that from the Tkinter class. So again, the main window, like we will be creating a main window using this TK class, and there are multiple geometry managers like where the button is placed, where we need to uh, uh, keep that button, what is the size of the button, that everything depending on this type of geometry managers are there, like grid, pack, and place. And then this is actually event driven programming. So as I said, when I click on the button, so with that click, it will uh, like it will trigger the function whatever we have given in the command. So it's like the common widgets. This is the like syntax where we are calling from the TK button method, label method, entry method. What is the frames, check button. So if I go back. Now just let's see this example. So now what we are doing, so we are importing Tkinter as tk. It's like just uh, alias, and then we are creating the root. It is very important, so we need to create a window because in that window only we will be doing all the operations, all the widgets, all the GUI application development. So now I am giving my root.title as my first Tkinter window. Uh, Window something, yeah. So just it will just display whatever on the uh, example, like for example it is displaying Wondershare film OS, so similarly it will display this my Tkinter window app. And then now what we are doing, we are actually just saying labeling, like for example there is a text box. Before the text box we have to say something like user input, uh, username, password, like that. Labels we will be giving, right, for the text boxes. Similarly here we are just giving the label, and then actually what we are doing, we are packing that into the window. So until unless we do this, this label won't appear. So can check this documentation what exactly the packer will do. The packer. So inside the pack also we will be having different options, like where it's should, at which side it should be there, depending on different options. Using that we will be keeping the widgets, where we can keep the widgets. So these are multiple examples. So if I run this, so just I have run before. So now if we adjust, it's giving us, so we can expand it. So if you see, it's hello Tkinter, my first Tkinter window app, or just we are given a label, nothing else. So just we have created a window, Tkinter window, and then just we have printed the label. Similarly, now if we go to create a button again, so here now just I am commenting this out. Save it. So now what I did, just I have created a function button click, and then it's like just I am giving the command what I am giving just to print button click. So now similarly this two, like this and this line should be remain for whatever you are writing. These two lines should be there. So it's like we have to create the main window, and that window should be running. So if you don't give this main loop, it just it opens and it again closes. So we can't see anything. Like the window is like opening, and we can do some actions on that. We can't do until unless we give this main loop. So it is like a while loop, infinitely running until unless user closes the window will open. So now what we are doing, we are creating another with like button variable, like where we have given t dot button. So and we are creating in the root. So even I forgot to say, so we are creating inside the window only. So where we are creating the button inside the root window. and on the button what is the text, and the command is like which function when we click on that, which function it should call. That's the definition. So button, so when we click the button it will call this function. Inside that what is there, there is a button click print option. So when again we run this program, so now just I am opening. So if you see, just so there is no, oh, it is running, so there is no like anything not printed, the cursor is moving. So when I come back and click on this, now you can see the animation we have clicked on the button. Now it's like you said button clicked. So if I do the similar, so every time we click, how many times we click, every time the function will be called. So and still the window is open and the execution is there. And just when we close the window, the execution should come out. So this is very basic things like how to create a window and how to create an widgets like a label and button, and how to give some function to a button, and that's the main thing. So it's a basic introduction what Tkinter can do, but this can be used for developing a very useful application. So for example, we have written BMI app. So like we have using we have been asking the user to input on the console, right? Instead of that, we can create an Tkinter app where user can input uh, their height and weight, and once submit, we can display the uh, result to the user using this Tkinter app. And it can be again saying we can consolidate, or we can convert it to an exe file and can share to the users. So it don't need to install, any user can use it. So any user cannot be don't need to install anything, just double click on exe file, it will open whatever we coded in the Tkinter. The same UI will be opened and it will ask for that user inputs, and when user click on the submit button, so it will trigger the function, for example calculation of BMI, and depending on which things like if it is greater than or less than whatever we have already defined, whatever we will be printing, we will be showing on the info uh, info widgets. So so this is as of now this is starting. So in there will be few projects where we will be working on to get all that stuff like info widgets and warning widgets. So yeah, so that's it. So I can I think that's it. So here we have given different references like the main tutorial, and then where exactly what the packer means, and we can refer to the latest Tkinter 8.5 reference. So just so if you want to develop any GUI application where it can be useful, uh, yeah, this is one of the starting point. And going forward, we can use different yeah, like libraries to develop more sophisticated and uh, user visualized applications. Yeah, that's it today. So we can just go through this, be sharing.